and company would try and lay on Bob Dole through Pat Buchanan.
Well, hello and welcome to the stream.
The first tenant of picking and running mate is do no harm.
319.
With your choice, do no harm.
96.
So it might be that Pat Buchanan would do harm. On the other hand,
welcome to
vice presidents have always been lightning rods. And Pat Buchanan is a good lightning rod. The whole top of his head has been singed for years. So he might make a good vice president. Probably would make a good VP. And the problem, of course, is that, Dole and Buchanan are at opposite poles of a number of questions, economically, of life question, all the rest of it. And it's hard to see how they would go together. So, who knows? Politics will play itself out. Somebody will be picked. But I don't think it's going to be Buchanan. Well, it has happened again, ladies and gentlemen. I told you over the last couple days there was yet another cat under my house. As I mentioned last night, we laid out our Have a Heart Trap, thank you, the Los Angeles group that sent it to me, Humane Society, and it worked. At about 3 in the morning, I estimate, because at 4 o'clock in the morning, I went out to my window, and I shined my light out there, and there was a little orange fur ball in my trap. So, thankfully, things resolved themselves this time, and we did as we did before and carried the cat trap into our bathroom and put some stuff down, and it stayed there until 8 o'clock this morning, and we went to the veterinarian, and they gave our new cat, as yet unnamed, male by the way, at least was, gave our cat a test for feline leukemia, number 1. That came out negative, so then they proceeded to do the other things they did. And in the morning, we get our new cat back. Feral, to be sure. About a year old. But feral, definitely a wild cat. So this is going to be interesting. I did not want 3 cats. Had this one, like my last one, had feline leukemia. If I had put it down, I would not have gone out and replaced it. But this is Cosmic Cat. Maybe that's what we ought to be. I'm trying to think of a name for our cat. Maybe you can help out. Cosmic in the sense that when they come to you, how this cat got in. I mean, I've got a big fence up now, How it even got here escapes me, or it's been there a long time. I don't know. At first, we tangled some food in front of the trap. He was smart enough to eat all that food. It was gone like a flash. Then back under the house. But he didn't go into the trap. Then, about the middle of the night, he went into the trap and we got him. So anyway, we got him and he's healthy, skinny as can be. Because, he has, I don't even want to know what he's been eating under there. But he's healthy, according to the vet, getting all the shots and all that kind of stuff. Claws are going. Maleness is going, and he will be an inside cat. What will be interesting is how he will interact with my other 2 cats, who kind of hate each other. He may be an interesting addition, so we're going to see. We're going to pick him up in the morning. In the morning, we have a new cat. You can pick him up. He's gold, orange, and he has gold eyes. He's really going to be quite pretty when he finally begins to eat. So now I have 3 cats. I didn't want 3 cats. I don't want this to turn into a cat house, but we've got 3 cats, folks. Another new addition to the family. The GM strike is spreading. now affecting 26 plants in 15 states, Mexico and Canada, beginning to hurt local economies now a bit. GM has laid off, get this, 150,000 people at 100 plants, with a growing ripple effect. If it continues, it will begin to affect the national economy. GM accounts for, this is amazing, GM and its associated industries account for $1 in every $100 in America. That's amazing. Why are they on strike? Well, one word. It's called outsourcing. Parts coming from everywhere else, other factories. Cheaper. Ford, Chrysler, do a lot of it. So there is a lot of anxiety in America about jobs. And Mr. Buchanan, and to some degree even Bob Dole lately, have been bashing industry, for the downsizing. Bob Dole kind of gave it lip service and said, well, I really didn't know this was going to become an issue in this campaign. And what he really meant by that is, normally Republicans wouldn't make it an issue, and they wouldn't. Pat Buchanan has. Robert Eaton, who is CEO of Chrysler Corporation, finally got sick of it yesterday, and I'm trying to say, he is one of Detroit's top CEOs, and he's tired of all the criticism being lumped on large companies that downsize to make them leaner and meaner, more profitable and attractive on Wall Street. And he says it's become open season on CEOs, and, says he, it is wrong. Now, I want you to listen to what he says, and we'll have a discussion, I'm sure, about what he says. Quote, it's partly because it's an election year, and beating up on Wall Street and corporate America is a cheap way to get votes or to sell papers. This is old-fashioned, empty-headed tub-thumping popularism. We've always had a PR problem in America. We just haven't found a way to dress up certain economic realities so that we can take them out in public. Making money is still considered tacky in some circles. It's called greed. End quote. He went on to say that even his own brother, who has long been his number one fan, I mean, here he is, the CEO of Chrysler, is now beginning to wonder about him. And that's because of Pat Buchanan's railing against industry. Actually, very un-Republican-like. Buchanan the other day, in an effort to grab some of the Midwest delegates he did not get anyway, actually embraced the idea of supporting the striker replacement bill, which would say corporations can't replace strikers and go out on work by law. They go out on strike, law says the company can't replace them. It's ridiculous. It's an abridgment of the freedom of corporations. And they have freedom too, they're supposed to. So, freedom is not a one-way street. Individuals are not the only ones with freedom. Anyway, corporations really are nothing but individuals. They're entities. But, there are people behind these entities, and they've got a right to make a decision. You might bear in mind the words optimistic, and I thought they would probably generate a discussion. I'm sure they will. Listen to what he said again. It's partly because it's an election year, and beating up on Wall Street and corporate America is a cheap way to get votes or to sell papers. This is old-fashioned, empty-headed, tough-thumping populism. We've always had a PR problem. We've just not found a way to dress up certain economic realities so that we can take them out in public. Making money is still considered tacky in some circles. The Republicans have declared it dead on arrival. Now, we've made some progress regarding Richard Hoagland's Thursday news conference. And I'll read you a fact I just got. Dear Art, I'm trying to do my part to bring Mr. Hoagland's theories to the knowledge of the general public. I therefore called the Washington, D.C. number that was given out on your show last night, which is the Viewer Services Department, and listened to a tape recording that said Richard Hoagland's press conference was tentative, and that I should call back Wednesday, March 20th, to find out if they indeed are going to broadcast it. So, C-SPAN is obviously now beginning to waver and thinking about covering the press conference. Now, I thought that's here about what Mr. Hoagland talked about. That would be worth reading to you. What reason has mankind to feel threatened by knowledge of human beings having existed on Earth prior to our own history? Were we terrorized by the documented disaster disconnected but also truth about that? But the length of the next rise when the one ultimate which we have not yet figured out. Why should the sudden realization that our prehistorical ancestors had the technology to get to the moon, Mars, and elsewhere for the last as to cause us to abandon our dream of space travel? Well, this is the question, and I think it's a very good one. I have come to the point where I'm beginning to believe there have been others before us. Does that shock you? And many of you I know who listen to this program are going to say, no, it does not.
Welcome to Art Bell Somewhere in Time. Tonight featuring Coast to Coast AM from November 1st, 1995.
From the high desert and the great American Southwest, I bid you good morning, good evening, whatever the case may be. Across all these many time zones, stretching from Tahiti and the Hawaiian Islands to the U.S. Caribbean and the Virgin Islands, south into South America, north well to the pole. This is Coast to Coast AM. We'll see what kind of trouble we can get into this morning. Live talk radio, because this radio station cares enough to have it on for you. Every now and then you ought to call them up and say thank you. Good to be here, and I thought about this all day before deciding to air it, but I'm going to air it. You may recall that we've had on the show a number of times Gordon Michael Scallion. Gordon Michael Scallion was an intuitive, visionary, whatever you want to call him. And in my view, the real McCoy. I've had several substantial conversations private with him for a long period of time now. And I said to him, what was it, a couple of weeks ago at nothing has changed, and my predictions for 1995 stand as the previous program, which, by the way, you can get a copy of, and we probably ought to. And we'll give you a chance to do that. Today I received a special bulletin from Steffi, and I'll read that to you in a moment. You may recall, in his last recorded interview, he said the one thing to watch most carefully for would be any activity at all on either Vesuvius in Italy, or Mount Etna. Now, Sunday evening on the CBS Evening News, some of you, I'm sure, saw it, which normally is with them on Sunday. I don't know, they have a newspaper here. They did a big story on Vesuvius, and an Italian geologist said there have been tremendous rumblings, and they believe Vesuvius is getting ready to let go. Now, originally, when Vesuvius buried Pompeii, and with it 25,000 people.
Hello and welcome to the stream. Let's get right into it.
Vesuvius right now, there are 500,000 people, and there is a voluntary evacuation being called for. But the people are not leaving. Vesuvius is getting hot. Vesuvius is having multiple earthquakes. Today I received an interesting newspaper from Europe. And the headline is, Sicily on alert as Etna wakes. Tourists were warned to stay away from the summit of Mount Etna in Sicily. Authorities have appealed for calm as Europe's highest and most active volcano seen of Mount Etna in Sicily. Authorities have appealed for calm as Europe's highest and most active volcano seemed to sputter back to life this week. Quote, a lively lava flow from the northern crater and copious amounts of ash were noted by the Sicilian authorities. But they hastened to add there was no immediate cause for alarm. Expert northern crater and copious amounts of ash were noted by the Sicilian authorities. But they hastened to add there was no immediate cause for alarm. Experts were immediately at the scene, monitoring the fumes and the lava flows. Faced with predicting the task of predicting when an earthquake will happen, seismologists can sometimes make mistakes. But right now they see a very great deal of activity going on with Etna as well. So there is now pre-activity with respect to both Vesuvius and Etna. And those of you who listened to the program way back when Mr. Scallion made that prediction will recall there was no such thing at that time or one activity. Now, I'm going to read for you word for word what I received from Gordon earlier today. Addressed to me for all of you. Special bulletin. Earth change activity continues to increase along the Ring of Fire. Already this year, the record for the number of yearly earthquakes greater than 6.0 has been broken, and we still have 2 months to go remaining in this year. I have been warning since 1993 that I considered activity at, and I'm having trouble with this, Mount Popocatépetl in Mexico, and I'm sure I slaughtered that, to be a precursor to quakes ranging and reaching magnitude 8.0 plus or minus 0.5 in the Mexico City region. On September 14th, a magnitude 7.5 earthquake in Mexico hit the Pacific coast, and October 9th, a 7.9 hit the same region. Popocatépetl came to light in 1994 and is now once again active. I consider the recent activity in Mexico as the beginning of a 3-month window for earth changes to occur along the west coast of the United States. Other events that send up early warning flares for me are the recent eruptions of volcanoes in Japan. These have triggered thousands of small earthquakes in that region and increased the risk that a major quake or blow-off may occur in the region shortly. If my window is correct, time may be short for this and other predictions to occur. The following is a summary of previously published Earth Changes Report predictions for the 1995-96 time frame concerning the U.S. The third cycle of the 1995-1996 4-quake scenario begins December 95, January 96. The first 2 cycles occurred as predicted. Quakes to occur along the west coast of the U.S. in a domino fashion. High-risk areas, epicenters or affected areas where quakes are Palm Springs, San Diego, Sonoma County, the San Francisco Bay Area, including Sacramento, Oakland, and San Jose. Some quakes will be greater than magnitude 8.0. Some seismic monitors will record earthquakes of 9 or greater. Will there be any other warning signs before these quakes hit? I am watching Japan, the Indian Ocean region, Mount Vesuvius in Italy, and the U.S. Cascades region very closely now. Major activity in any of these areas would indicate potential earth change activity to occur within weeks, perhaps days, along a line drawn from Vancouver, BC to Eureka, California, to San Diego, California. A final note. If you live in a high-risk area, it is better to be prepared. If a quake doesn't occur, it becomes a blessing, and you will be better prepared for when it does. Even the scientific community is now saying the, quote, big one, end quote, can occur now anytime. So there you've got it. There is the latest kind of sobering stuff, I would say, from Gordon Michael Scallion.